Hey guys, okay, I'm basically going to be doing a part 2 of my original Galaxy S3 video review. I've basically had some more time to play around with the phone since then, so I've discovered a few new things. Let me go ahead and start out by showing you this cool feature. If I slide my hand across the screen, I get a screenshot. I didn't know that. So again, slide your hand across the screen, you get a screenshot. Very cool feature. You can always do the traditional hold the power button and hold the home key and get a screenshot, or as you've seen, I could do this on the home screen if I just get this phone to stay. There you go. Okay, so I got the home screen. So pretty cool feature. Again, just recently figured that out. So wanted to emphasize on the little things here. Another feature, another app that I actually discovered was Flipboard. I think Flipboard's available now in the Android Play Store, but I think this is a really cool app for basically news feeds, for social networking. You can customize it to your liking in terms of what information you want showing over here in your home screen. Let me go ahead and just click on Flipboard Pics, and you can see you could switch the article, and if you click on a certain article, if you click on a certain article, you can flip the page again, same exact way. So I think this is actually a really cool app. You refresh by pulling down, and I just wanted to emphasize on Flipboard. Another thing that I wanted to emphasize on was the calendar. You can see now that the calendar has changed. It's different from previous iterations of TouchWiz. You can tell right off the bat that the layout is completely different. Colorations are different, the layout's different. You got these tabs now on the right hand side. Let me give you an example of how this works. For example, if I pinch out, I get the year. If I pinch out, I get the week. If I pinch out again, I get the day. What happens if I pinch out again? Nothing. Okay. So if I pinch in now, going back to week, going back to month, going back to year. So cool feature, great GUI. I love the tab on the right hand side here. Very easy to access. And again, this is also accessible through the motion feature on the phone, which I'm not going to really go into depth in today, but you got a lot of motion activation options here as well. Shake to update, pan to browse image, pan to move icon, tilt to zoom, tap to top, smart alert, direct call, etc., etc. So there's another great added feature on TouchWiz specifically for the Galaxy S3. I wanted to go ahead and show you a game, just the capabilities of games on this device. I went ahead and downloaded Max Payne, and I wanted to go ahead and show this to you guys here. Let me get this out of this lighting here. Got the light shining bright. So I'm just go ahead and load the game here. Oops. Alright, so I just wanted to go ahead and emphasize the graphics on this game here. Alright, this thing is unbelievable in terms of its texturing, rendering, frames per second. I mean, the graphics are absolutely phenomenal. You can just look at Max Payne right here and see that this is legitimately console quality graphics, at least in my opinion. I mean, I really haven't seen a display of this size on any phone render this type of graphical gaming. Period, point blank. I don't care if you're talking about the iPhone 4S. You could talk about iPhone 4S pound for pound. But I'm talking about on a 4.8-inch display to have a game look this nice. Ooh. You got a hell of a lot of competition there in terms of gaming. Now, whether or not these developers are going to come to Android first because it's much more well, I don't know about much more powerful, but it's definitely got better capabilities in terms of producing these types of games. So you're going to see a lot of developers switch over to Android exclusively, or at least begin to release these apps for Android first before they get to iOS, because you still got that issue where iOS gets all the premier games and the premier apps. You still don't see Street Fighter, you still don't see Soul Calibur, you still don't see Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you still don't see Mortal Kombat on Android in the Play Store. You got that on iOS, NBA 2K12. Just a word to the wise to these developers, there is a market in Android, so please do not be afraid to develop for Android. Other than that, you see I've added a counter widget right here, which again is very elegant looking. I'm going to go ahead and load video to show you what video looks like on this device. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and by the way, I'm using SwiftKey keyboard. I've recently made the switch to SwiftKey, if even temporarily. I was using Smart Keyboard, but SwiftKey has been pretty interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and open Netflix here. This should show you guys you can see the viewing angles are absolutely fantastic. You're not going to get any complaints viewing this from any angle. And, I don't know if you're going to view it from this angle, but if you do, it's going to be very, very, very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and check the universe. Alright, I apologize for slow Wi-Fi speeds. I'm actually uploading something on my PC, so I may get slow speeds here. So it may take a minute to load, so bear with me. There we go. Look at the blacks on that. Look at the blacks. I mean, they basically mesh with the phone. That thing is beautiful. The Super AMOLED display is absolutely gorgeous to look at. Great quality video. Alright, enough with the planets. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the pop-out feature. This is similar to a video I did on an app called Pop-Up Player. Let's see, so if I go to video player here, go ahead and load this video. You get this option here. You can see everything is so, literally, you just click something and it's instant. So there's absolutely no lag on this phone. And the phone with a live wallpaper in the background, running the video with absolutely no problems. You go and surf the web. I can pinch zoom through the website, still very, very smooth, and through the screen. The video's done. Here's GameLoft's website. Okay, so while that loads, and in terms of high quality HD video and playing HD video, we'll go ahead and just load up something here. All right, let's do John for Laker. Shout out to John Rettinger, Techno Buffalo. Definitely a big fan of his, and Lisa Gade from Mobile Tech Review. Also shout out to Jeffrey Hood Tech Man at YouTube. Brett. Shout out to Brett. All right, so this is HD video. Again, apologies for the slow render. Great quality video on YouTube. The high quality here is fantastic. Again, the loading is due to the fact that I'm uploading a video on my PC, but you get the idea here. Other than that, you got S-Memo, which is basically a paint note drawing app. Edit mode. And I can go ahead and paint here as I wish. Okay. Again, everything is so instant. You can see the amount of widgets that you get here. Literally right out the box, you get a ton of widgets. So definitely there's going to be a widget to your liking. Definitely you're not going to be disappointed. You get something for everything, and this is all stock out the box, minus maybe the Pandora widget that I have here through the app. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the dialer, we can go ahead and, oops, this is text messaging. Okay, there's that. Makes that little droplet noise. I like the traditional dialer noise. Doot doot doot. That's just me. I like the traditional dialer noise, but you may like the water drops because this is, in fact, a phone that is designed by nature, or so they say. Let's go ahead and show you one other game, Riptide GP. Quick, look at that, man. I'm just one touch and you're there. One touch, you're there. This thing is a beast. It's a beast of a phone in terms of specs, in terms of speed, 2 gigabytes of RAM. You're getting the fastest dual-core processor on the market, and look at the graphics on this game. Look at the frame rate. Look at the water effects. You know, I mean, the shading, the rendering, and I'm doing pretty good for a guy who's recording with one hand and playing with the other. All right, so enough of this. Quit. Back, exit. Alright, so I just wanted to go through a few tidbits there. You're going to see that thing straighten out there, the notification bar. If there's anything that you guys want me to emphasize on, or you have any questions, or you have a request for a video on a certain thing, certain feature or whatnot, go ahead and shoot me a comment, and I'll go ahead and do my best to post up a video, or reply to your comments if you have any questions. Other than that, I've found it to be a great phone. The screen gets better and better looking as the days go on. Let me just go ahead and, let's lock screen. Let me go ahead and show you the wallpapers it comes with. I was kind of disappointed with the stock wallpapers that you get, personally, because there's no dark wallpapers. I generally am a person who likes the dark wallpapers, but you get all these little flowery things and little water droplet, the leaf with the water drops on it, and so forth and so forth and so forth. I like phase beam. It's a nice wallpaper, it's live, and it doesn't affect the speed of the phone. Alright, so that's pretty much everything that I've discovered so far on the phone. Other than that, I mean, if there's one thing that I can say that I'm really happy about, it's the quality of the screen. It's on a beautiful screen. Beautiful screen. It gets, literally, your eyes, it grows into you. Like, it grows on your eyes more and more every day. You barely notice any pixels. The text is clear. Games are gorgeous. Web browsing is a breeze. Emails are a breeze. Text messaging is a breeze. The phone is fast. S-Voice, for all of its faults, I've said this and emphasized this in the past, that if it's a software issue, which it is, then there's always a possibility for updates and upgrades. So I always hold out on my criticisms of those types of issues because I know that there will be updates and upgrades. So, it's a wait and see with S-Voice. But so far it's promising, definitely promising. And the phone as a whole is, it's definitely in a class of its own, that's for sure. Is it the best phone in the world currently? One can definitely argue that. I've used a lot of phones. I go through a lot of phones. I don't have one personal preference. There are things that anger me about certain carriers, hint hint, but otherwise I'm a fan of pretty much every platform, but Android and to some extent Windows Phone tend to be the two that I gravitate towards the most. And this phone right here, whether it be Android, iOS, or Windows Phone, in my opinion right now is at the top. It's at the top. So this is the phone to beat right now. So it's going to be a fun fall. We'll see what happens when Windows Phone 8 is released, when the new iPhone or the iPhone 5, whatever you want to call it, is released, or when they finally announce the thing. That would be nice. We'll see what happens then. So it's going to have some stiff competition ahead, but Apple and Microsoft have some stiff competition with this device, with the One line, but specifically this because it is the mainstream Android phone in the market today. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and leave me a comment, like my video. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask, and I will answer as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.